World of YouTube Archie Horror Stories, poems, lyrics, hauntings, and now children's stories. I figured my son been calling me up here every night to read him the bedtime stories, so I figured I'd start documenting them. I do have a bunch of them I could lay out and read that I've written in the past. I mean, now that it's came up and I thought about it tonight, and guess I'm just going to do this and try this out. Of course, all these stories are my originals. Some of them I just come up out of the top of my head. And, well, every night I've been up here for the past week, so, excuse me, doing anything that just pops in my head or whatever I feel like making up. So, I'm leaving the lights off because, of course, any kid's imagination's better in the dark. I would like to bring my stories into a darkness because of the simple fact I'd rather see kids try and deal with the darkness, you know, not be afraid of it, because it does not bring the boogeyman and all this hocus pocus phony baloney crap. You know, I want the dark for kids to be safe and to have a story read to them, you know, so they're not scared. When their imagination runs wild with my stories, hey, they'll end up, it's learning in a way. I mean, yeah, there will be some, you know, spooky stories I read, but they always end up with a good ending, and I'd like to try that out tonight. And, Quiet Bryce, and you know, bring your children some good stories as is, you know, so they can have a great imagination in the dark, and they won't have fear of the dark. And I think the best imagination is when you can imagine it, you know, by your stop, Bryce, you know, by your blank mind. It's like a piece of paper. You put a piece of paper on the front of a kid, they're going to come out with some amazing drawings. If you put the darkness in front of the kid, they're going to come up with amazing stuff in their head for dream time. So here we go. Like I said, yeah, there are some spooky ones I come up with, but they always end up with good endings, happy endings, and full of, you know, surprising stuff that's awesome. And in the beginning, that it won't even affect them at the end, because they won't even be thinking of it, because the ending will, of course, give them the best picture in their mind that they need. So, without further ado, this is my first bedtime story video, and I wanted to share with you, the world, and hopefully your kids will get some greatness out of it. So let's start this one with, I'll try this story I did the other night. I haven't got a title for it, but I'll just name it The Boys in the Woods. So we start off as once upon a time. Two boys decide to go take a walk in the woods to go build a fort. They go in their father's shed, grab all the nails and hammers and saws and tools they need to go build a tree fort. They even find some wood throughout his father's shop and garage. And they head out for their adventure for the day. They end up going out pretty far in the woods, and they find this tree. Perfect. They first build 2x4 ladders by hammering 2 nails into the wood to climb up into the tree, start building a floor for the fort. Now, this fort was going to be a massive, big, huge room, so the boys can go camp out at night and have fun, eat some s'mores, tell some spooky, scary ghost stories, or just have some plain outright fun. Whatever it was going to be, it was going to be awesome. Have their little lookout window, the floor door opens up, maybe even a little sneaking an extension cord and put a little TV out there. Camping during the summer. Give the kids some real awesome nights to have. Go out there with their flashlights and sleeping bags. And all the fun things they do to camp. Get that real strength to go out by themselves one day, camping alone. So they start building. Up in the tree, banging the hammers, banging the nails, doing everything they need to do to put the floor down and make their fort the most awesomest fort that ever was. They even brought posters and pictures and stuff like that to make it all look great inside. Better hurry up. Shut the light off. Sun in there being a pain in the butt, but we'll get on. So they had to stop because daylight was ending and the mothers called them in for supper. They couldn't wait to wake up the next day and go back building that fort and big dreams they had of what was going to become of it. They went home, ate their dinner, brushed their teeth, put on their pajamas, said good night to their mothers and fathers, and went to bed. Dreams of awesomeness filled their minds. They climbed up into the tree fort that was done in their head. The cool posters and TV they brought and games. PlayStation 3, soon to be a PlayStation 4, rattled their minds. It was awesome. They had a radio in there to listen to some music and do other crazy things. Maybe even go about putting an old tape recorder in there to make some movies to document their fun and time in the fort. So they kept building. They kept dreaming till their alarm clocks went off. It was a summer day, Friday morning, and they got up. They all met up at their special spot and ran to the woods, back to the fort that they began to build. But when they got to the woods, as far as they could go, as they did the last day, what they did yesterday, they couldn't find their stuff. They couldn't find the wood, the hammer, the nails, the saws. What happened to them? They searched and searched all through the woods.
Someone took them.
And did somebody take them?
Uh-huh.
Did the animals hide them in the trees?
No.
Maybe the boogeyman came by and took them all home with him. Maybe some big bird flew down, swooped up everything with his big claw feet, and threw them down somewhere along the river, further away in the woods. Or maybe just a big thief came out and stole everything, like the jerk he is, and went and built his own fort. The kids looked all day. Man, they got mad. They were kicking branches and rocks, taking tree limbs and smacking them up against the trees, breaking off branches and beating the rocks. They were so mad that they lost their dreams, their fort, their posters, their TV, their PlayStation, or the Xbox, or whatever they were dreaming of. Everything, shattered, radio, the s'mores, everything. They started doing up there, putting it down, sleeping. the lights, the fun, the stories. Oh, what had happened? They were mad. But as soon as their mother called and they went to go home to eat dinner again because it got so late that they were looking and looking, they found their stuff. They went into the wrong side of the woods. They were supposed to go further to the left and they went way to the right. Oh, brother. What a day. So they marked their way home so they wouldn't lose their way back out the next day. And they'd find their things again. So, story goes, the end. Go to bed, Aaron. Everybody else out there, you're welcome, Aaron. Hope you enjoyed the story. I'm going to do another one tomorrow night. My battery's going to die. But keep an eye open for another new story tomorrow night. And this is Late Night Stories with Archie. Horror stories, poems, lyrics, hauntings, and now short stories for kids. Try it out, whatever. Y'all have fun out there. Have best wishes to all. Pleasant dreams. Maybe you'll have a fort one day that you can build. So, y'all take care. And I'll see you tomorrow night. And later. Goodbye, kids.